Was there a particularly dark day that stands out where you were at your lowest point that you remember?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And when I came back to Australia, I was living in Australia at the time. I stumbled across something overseas that I just thought it meant more to me than the military. It was that missing piece that had always been missing, and I just sat there thinking, wow, I felt the biggest sense of purpose I'd ever had. I just thought, this is me for the rest of my life. I found it. Wow. And I stumbled across it. And that was the power of helping people, especially less fortunate. I wasn't being paid for that. I was funding that myself. And then that all crumbling down and then ending up back in Australia, that as soon as I got back, and a pretty short time after that, those days, there was a group of days that when I actually started thinking about suicide, that was the point where I went, whoa, what are you doing? I don't know if I'd ever attempted it. I never attempted it. But the fact I was there, that was a wake up call for me to go, and I heard that voice again, that little voice I heard again that said, Ollie, it does not end like this. I heard that, and hearing that voice was like, no, it doesn't. And that was at that point, that I then started to realize that the more we focus on anything, the bigger it gets. Now that can be positive, but if it's a negative thing, for me, hating my environment, hating myself, the more I did that, the bigger that was going to become. So really, it was about taking myself out of there, starting to visualize, starting to project of what I wanted to look like. Once I could visualize what that looked like, I then add emotion to that to then create what that feels like, which is so important. And it was that pulled me out of that darkness.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I want to make a point of this because I think it's really important. When it comes to mental health, I started to question myself, right? I was sat there going, I've got mates with legs that are blown off, this, that, and da, 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 da. I started to compare, why did I deserve to have mental health issues? I started to think there was some kind of criteria, some kind of checklist. The fact of the matter is, it's relative to you. We are our own barometer. Now, it's as simple as this. There's 7 days in a week. If you're feeling bad 5 out of 7, you need to do something about it. If you're feeling bad 4 out of 7, you need to do something about it. At the end of the day, we have bad days. But the fact of the matter is, we should be feeling good more so than not. And if we're not, the military don't own PTSD. You know what I mean? The military don't own mental health issues. You need to do something about it. And that's when, I then reverse that into the answer to our mental health is our mental wealth. The more we invest in ourselves, the better the return on investment.